Okay, so this is going to be about fractional reserve banking, inflation, the hidden tax we all pay. So I've made a couple of charts here. These charts are showing the cost of different objects through the years since the Bretton Woods Agreement. The Bretton Woods Agreement, I'm going to use these little things that they sell at shops about remember when, and they show the prices of everything. They're pretty interesting. So here's in 1947 the cost of living. So a new house was $6,650. The average income was $2,854 a month. A new car was $1,290. On and on, you can see it. And here's the price of food. Now I've charted the food over here, and I'm going to go through the years. I've chosen 6 years: 47, 63, 74, 1985, 1999, and the present. And we'll go through this chart each year. And then this is for the big ticket items, the new houses, the average income, and so on. And I've divided the first year I listed the actual average income, but after that I divide it by the month because I don't have a whiteboard big enough. I need one about 10 foot tall to cover some of these numbers, like tuition at Harvard is covered on here. So the Bretton Woods Agreement happened at the end of World War II, and it was agreed upon in that year that we would become the world reserve currency. And we just had to promise not to print too much money, which we ended up screwing up, and we ended up going off of the gold standard under Nixon. And you can hear him on YouTube talking about it when the French called us out on there was too much money being printed up for LBJ's Great Society and for the Vietnam War, and the French called us on us, and Nixon took us off the gold standard. He said we'd go back on, but we never did. So we went on we became on the international banking system in 1912 during Christmas, and Woodrow Wilson, the first progressive Democrat, basically killed the country, and he even admits it later on, just before he died. He goes, "My God, I've killed my country." Well, yeah, you did, Woodrow. Thanks a lot. But anyway, so here's these numbers for 47, the cost of living. Look at these, pretty cool. And then I've charted it here. Now that's 47. Now, and then here's the cost of sugar and bread. And this is all charted. Now let's go to 63. So you see the price has gone up. And this is for sugar, bacon, milk, coffee, hamburger meat, eggs, and bread. And on 63 here, I've got movie tickets, stamps, and gas. They really didn't move up a whole lot. Now over time they have, but right here it doesn't even move up that much. So here's the listing. Let's go out here. Hopefully you got a big enough screen you can blow this up. So here's the cost of living in 1963. So you had the new house, the average income, the new car, the average rent, tuition to Harvard's already jumping up quite a bit, movie tickets holding, gasoline, the postage stamp. Here's the thing for food. Now, soon the price for the sugar is going to be listed per pound, not for 10 pounds. So that's something to keep in mind. There's hamburger bread. Okay, so sometime between 63 and I think probably 67, sometime in there was the peak of buying power for the middle class in the United States. So now we're going to jump up to 1974. So let's look at the chart of 74. You can see the prices dramatically jump up. Let's go over here. And that was the year we went off the gold. It was a year after we went off the gold standard. It takes a little while for the mechanism to gain momentum here. So here are the prices in 74. The new house, your average income, your new car, Average rent, Harvard shot up. Movie ticket, gasoline, First class postage. Okay, so remember it was for 10 pounds before. It's now they're listing it at 5 pounds. Milk's holding good. There you go. So that was 74. Basically two years after we get off the gold standard. They probably compiled these numbers. Remember, they didn't have computers back then, or the Census Bureau didn't have them. There were computers back then, but the Census Bureau probably didn't have them. They were probably employing massive numbers of people with slide rules and hand calculators. So let's go to 85. So here's 1985 on the chart for the big ticket items. Now, I had to go I had to go hockey stick on the tuition at Harvard because I wouldn't stay on my scale. My scale only went so high, and I also had to go on that year for the new car. So I started listing those along with the average price for a house. So there's the average price for a house, your income, average income, and then the new car, and then Harvard. So those will all be listed at the top from now on, but they won't be charted because their hockey sticks are going straight up. And here's 1985. On this one you can see the great increase. So let's get back here so you can see it. So 85, everything shoots up. So that's basically 12 years on the fiat currency system. A fiat currency is one that has nothing backing it. Now, it's true, when we went off the gold standard, Kissinger, Rockefeller, and the powers that be put us on a thing called the petrodollar. Check out the petrodollar. And here's the cost of living printed out here. And here's the thing about insurance. A little ad from that time. Now, life insurance purchases peaked out, I believe, in 74. They've been less and less all the time since then. So here's the big jump was to 85, because that was the absorption of the fiat currency into everybody's mind. Now, people still think we're on a gold standard. Maybe not so much now, but 5 or 6 years ago, people actually thought we were on a gold standard. So anyway, there's 1985. Now let's jump up to 1999. So a movie ticket was $5.06 on average. Gas was $1.22. Stamps were $33. Again, I've had to go hockey stick. So a house, the average price of a house was $131,716. Household income was $40,000. A new car was $21,000. Harvard was $31,000. And here's the printout of the 99 cost of living, in case you don't believe me. And then let's go down to the food. And then let's go back to the food here. So you notice everything's, the big jump was when it fully realized we were off the fiat currency. Now, that's Mr. Spock in the background barking. He's keeping weirdos away from me. So now we're going to go to the present. So the average cost of a new home is $371,000. The median income for a family is $46,409. A new car is $33,560. Harvard for a year staying there is $63,025. Your movie ticket averages at $889. Gas is $249 over the year. Like right now, there's a spike because of all the hurricanes that just hit the Houston petroleum area, so it spiked up. But overall for the year, it's been $249. Not forever stamps, but a first class stamp just for today's use is 49 cents. So here's the average cost of food right now. So here's eggs, milk, bacon, coffee, hamburger, bread. And I've gotten these. This is the cost average for the year. Okay. Now, let's bring back the average cost of everything for the year and compare it to 1947. So the cost of a new home right now is $371,000. It was $6,650 back then. The average income back then was $2,854. It's now $46,400 for a family. A new car is $33,000. It was $1,290. Rent, I averaged it because that's going to be the one that varies the most. If you're in Manhattan, you're kind of screwed. But Dallas, the average rent was $1,271. Austin's $1,100. Here in San Antonio, it's probably $1,000. The average rent back then was $68 a month. The tuition to Harvard University was $420 a year. It's $63,000 now. Gasoline was 15 cents a gallon. It's $2.49. Stamps. Let's go to the food here. So back in the day, like I say, this day is 1947. Sugar was 85 cents for 10 pounds. If you were to do it now, it's 85 cents a pound, or for 10, $1.40 for 10 pounds. Gasoline, bread, ground coffee. Bread was 13 cents a loaf. Now it's $1.35. Hamburger was 42 cents a pound. It's now $1.87. And these are the prices. I've actually written them down for what they were back in 1947. So there you go. So eggs jumped from 23 to 152. Milk 78 cents a gallon to 3.15. Bacon, coffee, hamburger, bread, sugar. So remember, fiat currency, and especially since we went truly off the petrodollar, the money in circulation is only given value by the money that's already, the new money coming in is given money by the value of the currency already in circulation. So we're on this fractional reserve banking, and you can see how the hockey sticks are going up. And we're not going to be like the Weimar Republic, because they had about like 22 printing presses going at the time. And that's when you get the wheelbarrows of cash going. That's not going to happen, because only about 1% of money is actual physical money. It's jumped around, you know, on your credit cards and electronic transfers. So we're not going to have that kind of an inflationary. It's going to be a little different. They're controlling that. They used to list the different money supplies, M1, M2, M3, and M4. Well, they've taken M4 off because they don't want to scare people with the derivative bubbles that are actually out there. Here's the thing. So the people that run the world, they're generational Satanists, and they've got this big plan. They've always they've been following it for a long time. So I'm such a geek. I actually there's a magazine called The Economist. And back in 1988, oh, by the way, the parent company of The Economist is run by the Rothschilds, the money people that run the world. And so they came out with this. I remember reading it. So here's the magazine cover. And let me try to get it so there's not. But anyway, it's the magazine cover from 1988, where they're talking about a new world currency coming out in 2018. It would be a phoenix with a symbol on it, and there it is. So you can look this up, The Economist, 1988, with a phoenix symbol. I'm not making any of this stuff up. So anyway, they planned this for a while. The new world currency is going to come out. They're going to scrap the old one. Basically, everybody with a pension fund is going to get screwed. Nothing's been resolved since the Greek debt crisis, the money that Ukraine owes Russia, the Puerto Rican debt crisis. Illinois pension funds are failing right and left. the state of Connecticut's in big trouble too. Hartford is figuring out how a way to go into bankruptcy because they're overdrawn, and California Pension Fund is on life support. Now California has a lot of money coming in. Yeah, they have a lot of expenditures, but they've got more raw money than any other state. Well, total number wise they do. Obviously North Dakota's sitting pretty with the small amount of people there with all the oil money coming in. But so all these pension funds, they're all in 401ks, they're all cross tied together. So when enough of the bricks fall, the whole wall falls down. So I've heard people that say, well, my pension funds got on a separate bank. They're all interconnected. When California goes, it's going to take everything else with it. We're going to have the new world currency will be foisted upon us. When they changed the currency, when they did this back in 1912, they had to kill a couple hundred people to make sure it passed through. You can look this up. There was a congressman poisoned because he fought it. You need to get ready. There's not much time left. Put some food by the side. Get some ammo. Get yourself healthy. Stop going on, I mean, the days of going on vacations and flying around. The elite will still be able to do that, but I'm just telling you, you need to get ready because the hammer's falling right now. I don't know how long they keep it going, but they'll keep it going until it fails. Anyway, you need to get it together. Get a bunch of food saved up. If you were here in San Antonio during the great gas panic that just happened because of Hurricane Harvey, you saw how people acted and there wasn't even really a supply problem, there was a distribution problem. Go see how Miami cleared out the stores from Hurricane Irma. It's going to be that way when this big crash happens. Everything's going to change, and if you're out on the outside and you don't want to be on the streets trying to buy water and food and whatnot, so get ready. Time's short. Anyway, check out the Exchange Stability Fund, the Federal Reserve Banking System, Jekyll Island, the petroleum dollar. Yeah, it's coming to an end, so do whatever you do. You need to do something. Anyway, check out timbosplace.com. That's all I got.